Hi guys, welcome to the video. So today we'll take a look at another game in Armies of Exigo between me and Suvak, and it will be on Inner Sanctum, and I will be playing as Beast and Suvak will be here as Fallen. So let's unpause it. I spawned in the bottom right corner with the green color, and as I mentioned, the Beast race, and Suvak is on the opposite side of the map in the top left corner with the yellow Fallen. So, I think Beast is the new main race of Suvak, even though in the past it was definitely Empire. Now he plays Beast a lot, and of course Fallen is my main race, so we can have swapped main races, let's say. It's a big map, so it should definitely favor Fallen a little bit, but at the same time Beast also has strong timing pushes, so we'll see what we can do. I think this was probably just random from both of us in terms of races, so we didn't know each other's race, but I am not completely sure about that. But we are starting with Arena, Stables, trying to block it here a little bit. Seems like he'll be going for immediate expansion on 12 population, pretty usual. We'll see if he brings the 6th Harvester to gold or wood, both is viable. Unfortunately, a little bit unlucky here that we spawned across the map. Of course it will take me really long to find him, and that basically means that I won't be really able to stop anything. If he would be here, for example, or I would be here and I would already be with my scout in his base, I would be already hitting his summoner, and he would have to probably bring a harvester there, or he would lose the summoner, or I would at least delay some buildings. It will give me a small advantage. Like this I will get here and I won't really be able to stop anything anymore. We are trying to get more minions, setting up a totem. Now we see the expansion and everything, but he's in control form. I could have stayed here and prevented or threatened his summoner as he's making the hive, but we still pulled one of his harvesters out of his base, so that's okay. I of course saw the expansion, so there was a potential for me to cancel the totem here and go for the expansion immediately. Instead I decided to make a few more minions, finish the totem, and then go for expansion, which means we'll have a little bit weaker or delayed macro against the enemy. But at the same time, my base will be completely safe now. I could have also stayed here with the minion. I think it would be probably better just to scout his expansions, and when he goes for a third base, I would immediately copy that, just to not fall behind. Unfortunately, I rather decided to retreat, because I wanted that one extra gatherer, which is not bad, especially when you are trying to quickly saturate both bases, and now I don't even have gold to maintain minion production, since I was saving up for the base. And now I'm not even utilizing it, but at the same time I think the scout there will be probably better. So he produces first stinger, so he's also going to scout me now. He doesn't even have a tower, he's not even starting it, but even if I would go for one base timing push, I wouldn't be able to push this. Okay, if he doesn't have a tower and he won't make it, and I would go for warrior timing push with forged blades, then maybe, but I would still have to be at least next to him, so we are a little bit closer. This is just not really pushable. He's making more stingers, but also getting incubators, so preparing for splitters, even though he's not really getting any gems yet, so he can't really transfer to them too easily. But I don't even have a single warrior, we just have one baron here as a blockage, and then the totem to kill the stinger. We are also getting a goblin hut here. I just checked with the baron that he actually died because I didn't see it through the tree. And the expansion should be finished in a second. I'm still maintaining minion production and now bringing half of them to the expansion. And I also decided to go for a big harpy nest. So instead of staying there with the minion to scout it, I actually plan to get early harpy, and then we will go for that. I actually cancelled even the goblin here so we can get it earlier. But he's already starting the third base, so if there would be a minion, he would probably still force it away with the stingers, so I don't know if that would actually help me. But yeah, he's starting the third base now, and my harpy is not even produced yet. And of course now he will go with the stingers into some offense as well and start try to create some pressure on me. He's even getting insect haste and also faster reflexes immediately. I don't even have weapon master to get any upgrades. Bases are similarly saturated, but yes, 13 more population plus expansion already placed down, and he's sending scouts everywhere on the map. I'm immediately sending the harpy here, so it was the fastest possible scout I could have sent here, And yeah, now we see it. So naturally my answer should be to also make an expansion, but I don't have any units yet. I invested lots of into the Borons and other stuff, and now we don't really have any army to actually fight his stingers that can surround me in the open field, so we need to get few units first, then I can go for expansion. At the same time he has scouts everywhere, so we can once again make an expansion when he will see my new expansion and still maintain that one base advantage throughout the game. But I'm going for it. I have only a few goblins, but trying to not waste any time. I actually decided to retreat because first I sent the Harpy here to scout the area. Now we see the Stinger, so I sent my units to kill him or at least force him away. And then I sent my minion here to build the expansion because he can kinda predict it, but at least he didn't see me actually place it down there. So he will have to send new scouts to find out. But he's already producing spitters. He also got Wild Cocoon, getting Tough Carapace for one more armor, and also getting Thread Hive. Trying to saturate his third base slowly. Interesting patch roll move here. But yeah, he's 30 population ahead. I'm getting Dark Elter and Sharp Blade, which is good, but... And there is one totem, but I don't have any totems here yet. I'm building 2 advanced, but he's already here with his army. I have strong enough army to push him back, but at the same time he can of course focus fire me nicely, and I actually made a mistake here with the positioning of my goblins. The Barons should have been more in the front and the Goblin Hunters should have been more in the back. Yeah. This was poor control from me. But maybe we just lost one goblin or maybe another one now. Yeah, he killed 3 goblins. 4. And also a minion before. I lost another goblin, I killed 2 stingers. I also lost a Boron now, and I killed only 1 spitter there. So yeah, I killed 1 spitter and 2 stingers, and he killed like half of my army, plus a minion. But now we have the totem, so he has to pull back. He didn't expand during this time, so now we are both on 3 bases, which is good, and I had a Harpy here scouting this base, so I know when he expands. This was a mistake once again, wrong rally point. I lost lots of Borons here, but he can't push into the totem anymore, yeah. There is no way for Fallen to push into towers in the early game, so once you have towers in your expansions you should be safe. But unfortunately he will actually expand here, so my Harpy should have been on a better point between these 2 bases to scout it better. Once again a small mistake. But the third base is up, I'm trying to saturate it quickly. Looking pretty decent, we are still really behind, but I'm trying to now catch up on some infrastructure, gaining Bestiary and Lizard Fortress, also making a totem here. I forgot one totem here, but we will make that later, and also upgrading the damage of the totems. He has Wild Cocoon, but he's not making any guards, so we are fine. He also has Vengeance Halls, so getting some nightmares there. Unfortunately, we are really locked in our base because he has double population. I can't really go into open field and try to push him myself. I need to catch up on the resources first, make some army, and then we can go for a push. But of course, during all of this time he's gaining a macro advantage again. Now I'm sending the army into his main base just to check what he's going for. I see Vengeance Halls. I even see Nightmares now. I see what buildings he's placing here. And overall we are just kinda looking for cues to figure out what he's going for in terms of army composition. Here we have only 1 totem, not ideal. And he's actually focus firing down my stables that are pretty squishy, so even though I send 1 minion to repair here, I actually sent him to repair the arena, so that was a mistake as well. And yeah, we lost stables unfortunately. Here I'm using Borons and Goblins separately. Doesn't really matter much in this scenario, but could have definitely mounted them as well. He's making some deformers in the middle of the map for some regeneration and potentially towers later. He's still on double population, but yeah, he was also a major mistake here in my gameplay. I was not spending resources at all. I'm 1000 gold and 1000 gems so early in the game when I'm behind. If I would actually have all of this in my army, I would be much stronger and I could easily take another base or even go for a timing push. But even though I actually had a decent amount of production buildings and I started using them now, I wasn't using them for a decent amount of time and we just kinda fell behind. I was trying to build one totem on each side to quickly increase my macro, but unfortunately he was a stinger and he had a seeker, so he scouted me and now he's coming with a huge army. And unfortunately I forgot my goblins here, so he will just kinda surround them, kill most of them, and this was another major mistake that will set me behind even more, because this was my major army, but they just weren't on the Borons yet. So he stopped both of my bases, pushed me back again, reduced my population even more, and we are still sitting on so many resources. Here we have AFK Bestiary, AFK Lizard Fortress, another AFK Lizard Fortress now. Trying to get to Poison Fog as quickly as possible, also getting Henge. More Goblins, more Borons, even one Wyvern. Should have used that rather for harassing than part of my army. And now he goes for a push. He has way bigger army, obviously. Still more than double population, but I mean, it looks pretty scary, but it's actually not that bad. Yeah, I have reach rolls here and totem and choke point, so he can't really do much here. Yeah, he can continue pushing, but he will just lose all of his units if he does so. And I also have the Warlock now with Poison Fog, so yeah, eventually he just pulls back. But he still managed to kill lots of Borons there, so still really worth it for him. And he just continues taking more and more bases. So now he's one gold base ahead, and another one is 50% done. Now preparing another one and another one. Full map control, of course, scouting everywhere. We are still pretty low here, still no production, so many resources left. I just need to catch up on wood, but I'm already doing that. So I should already have my production figured out, but yeah, now I didn't have the Borons actually, because I didn't have stables since he destroyed them, and I only had 2, plus we don't have the wood, so yeah, we need to quickly reproduce Borons, make some army, then we can start playing again. Pretty much logged here. Yeah, here I saw his Seeker. I knew that I would have to make a Harpy for it, which I didn't really want to do right now, so I just made a Guardian rune which reveals invisible units. Forced him away at least, even though it didn't kill him. At least something. He's making another base, so now he will be on 3, 6, 8, and I'm on 3, so he has more than double amount of bases, but they are not saturated yet, yeah, so that's not that big of a problem. Also, he's on full population, so he can't even make more harvesters, and if he will make more, then he will have at least smaller armies, so it doesn't really matter anymore right now. He's just on full population, and I have to deal with that fact. Doesn't really matter if he has 6 or 8 bases or whatever. So yeah, we are just making more trolls, that's the main part of my army now, while still maintaining some goblins there, goblin riders mainly, and then some warlocks with 1 witch to buff it. Getting some damage upgrades here, plus of course we have the attack speed upgrade, and 2-1 upgrades on goblins. My opponent is 2 and 2 and 2 and 0. So yeah, now I decided to bring out my warlocks. He actually has a seeker here, so he procced my guardian rune, but overall we are just trying to spread as many guardian runes so he cannot surround me. If he will be coming from here, my guardian rune here will scout him, and I know that I have to pull back. If I wouldn't have any vision there, he would just go all the way to my army and then I would see him. Fortunately that wasn't even the case. Now he just came with all units at once, which is even easier for me to deal with. Just poison fog everything, pulled around this defile and pushed him back pretty easily. We are slowly getting to the population cap as well. He's now reinvesting his extra resources into towers. Here he's not even gathering. Yeah, these bases are not working. Yeah, these 3 bases together are maybe 1 base together worth of income, and this is also not fully working. Yeah, he has only 4 harvesters everywhere. There is only 2 here. So even though it seems like he has such a big macro advantage, it is even empty. Eh? It seems like he has such a big macro advantage. The income isn't actually that much bigger than what I have. Of course it is bigger, but if I get 1 more base and fully saturated, I think it will be actually totally fine. He will probably have more gems income since he's using the gems mines there, but overall I don't see this as a major problem, and he can't get more harvesters because of full population, so we are kinda fine. Now he doesn't even have any wood because he invested everything into the towers. Of course, he'll also spend lots of resources on more infrastructure, so he can quickly reproduce his army. Yeah, this is insane. But overall income shouldn't be that much bigger for him, even though it's still bigger. We are trying to secure our 4th base finally. Almost population cap. Unfortunately, my warlocks are kinda out of position. We have to come back, but of course, one poison fog will solve that problem. He doesn't even have any void walkers. Also a major mistake. You can't really play without void walkers in late game as Fallen. It is one expansion that I'm building, but he will see it quickly and probably try to stop it. And now he goes, of course, for split pushing again, which I wasn't prepared for, so I just have my whole army here defending this expansion, and now this one will fall, so definitely pretty bad. I didn't want to split my army yet. Now I finally somehow did, but it was a little bit too late. We already lost this base. The question is if I can even protect this now. And yeah, it's not ideal, of course. I have a stronger army on both sides, but I'm not really able to perfectly micro, of course. I have so many casters in my army, witches and warlocks. And plus I need to move out of defiles and things. He just attacks move with spitters and nightmares, so even though my army is like 10 times stronger, as you can see, I didn't lose basically anything on both sides. It's still much easier for him to micro that, of course. He's still investing lots of resources into upgrading his towers as well. Now he probably made at least few new harvesters to saturate the bases a little bit better. But mainly, actually this was heist before, I think he swapped that. He destroyed them probably and cancelled them and made dimension gates instead of it. But as you can see, it's going for mass beholders, which I think I already told you in one of the previous videos that Swag was lately experimenting quite a lot with beholders. So looks like he's swapping to them again because yeah, his ground army fell apart pretty rapidly. So looks like the air army is what he will be going for here. And I'm afraid it's gonna work for him pretty well. Because now I would be able to easily sustain these two bases against ground attacks, secure some more income, and then potentially even capture, for example, these two bases, even up the map control, and then go for some push. But I just needed a little bit more time, and my army is full of trolls, which of course have no way of fighting against the beholders, so I have 0 counter against air. I don't have a single manticore, I don't have a single harpy, and just those few goblins and warlocks will have a really hard time dealing with beholders, of course. He's also bringing some stingers there. I even got Mouth of Hell. You can see I have one Rain of Fire ready. Getting some more upgrades for the trolls, but yeah, now he will actually drop with stingers into my main base, and this was a major point where he will actually turn the game around completely. He was still probably a bit ahead, but we are on same population, same resources. Yeah, he just has a little bit more map control. But now the stingers dropped here, and I didn't really want to send my units there because I can't send 3 trolls there. Yeah, I need to send a decent part of my army there, or I would have to make some warriors for which I didn't have population. So he will just destroy my whole base. At the same time, he's pushing with beholders here from behind through the trees. And he's also preparing a ground attack here, so he's attacking on like 3 different points, actually also here, but that actually died to the totems, so that wasn't that bad, even though he killed some minions there. But yeah, here he surrounded me from 2 sides. One side is beholders, second side is the ground army plus beholders as well. He also has void walkers there, also some defiles from stalkers. Here the stingers are destroying my base, and I was like, okay, I'm not dealing with this, I can defend on 10 different spots. I even used some Rains of Fire and everything, kinda dissolving his army, but I was like, okay, let's take my second army and let's go for a push on this side. And even though he actually had some towers there, I think, I just kinda went through them, because the trolls don't really care about towers, and already pushed one of his bases. But of course my whole infrastructure in the main base got totally destroyed. Here we kinda traded evenly, we both lost everything. Beholders are probably more expensive than what I had here, but at the same time he has way more income. And he's like 30 population ahead. Unfortunately he has of course way more resources, so we can reproduce really rapidly. I'm moving to another of his base, but he has so many bases that are actually empty that he can just move the harvesters away from here and place them on another base and continue gathering. So me destroying the bases actually isn't doing much, and his infrastructure is also kinda scattered, so it's hard to stop that as well. Stingers just continue here, they will eventually fall to the totems, but yeah, they destroyed everything that was here. Here I just continue. I'm trying to accumulate my army on this location as well again, producing some new units, but he's coming with more stingers again, so yeah, he will definitely eventually finish this pretty easily. The stinger jobs here in the late game definitely paid off for him, and he's making once again the beholders that are extremely hard for me to deal with. He's not really producing ground units anymore, he just makes beholders, plus he has the group of stalkers somewhere, and then he's spending some extra gold on stingers to drop into my base. But he also fell to 0 resources basically now, even though he's not on full population. I even destroyed some control forms probably, or he removed them to gain more void walkers, because he doesn't have any population now. So I'm actually moving with my army here that I accumulated at home. Here I'm pushing with this army. Unfortunately, so many beholders is a problem. I guess I still had some resources, so maybe if I would make like 3 bestiaries here and started spamming manticore riders and actually returned with this army, I could have maybe still actually won here, because I would be able to kill these beholders pretty easily, or even harpies. Those would be way cheaper. And if I would confuse the stalkers and the beholders, and then of course also poison fog them and shoot them with the goblins, I think it would be actually pretty decent. I mean, I don't have really any gems, but I also now invested lots of resources into some random units that I didn't really need, like more rolls or stuff. And here I wasted the whole army, so I think this was a decision-making mistake now towards the end. I still did some nice poison fogs here on his beholders, but unfortunately he completely surrounded me from 3 sides. So I couldn't really do anything more. And now we are kinda in this situation where I have this base absolutely not saturated, this one kinda working, this one already empty, my whole infrastructure is destroyed, and he's actually taking more and more bases around the map while he still has way more resources than me. He has basically infinite gems, I have no gems, and he still has double gold as well. Plus he has more than double population. So yeah, he will stop this base. I'm trying to get there, but I'm far away. Actually I rebuilt my mouth of hell here, so we start getting range of fire again. But yeah, he's coming with his whole army, 180 population against 80. It was kinda balanced when I still had the army here, but when that fell, I just dropped to half population. So as I said, I should have retreated with that, added some units that would actually counter what he has, then we might have had a chance, but now I'm just trying to carry it with the warlocks. Actually doing some nice damage there with the range of fire with the poison fogs, splashing down the stingers, forcing him away actually, but we still lost the base, which is what he wanted to achieve. So he did that. There is one lonely beholder floating above the river. And once again, some towers, we don't really care, we find them, we pull back, use trolls, and it's pretty simple. But now he's coming with his army again. The builders don't really have too many upgrades. They're also not level 5 yet, so they can still get definitely stronger, but since we don't have any hard counters, I don't think that will help us much. Just getting more goblins at this point that are getting one-shotted. He freezes me, I reflect some of them, but it's on stalkers that are not really a threat for me once they use their mana. So even though I was using lots of abductions here to reflect the freezes, I just didn't have the damage to kill him anymore, so as you can see we are just slowly dying. I think there was a Rain of Fire again, maybe brought him even lower actually. We even killed the Void Walkers now. Actually pushed him back. But he's still on full population, of course, bringing more units. Now actually started making spitters again. I said my macro is trash and called it GG. But yeah, I think pretty interesting game, even though we lost it. So yeah, 33 minutes, 49 seconds. He produced like 60 more units, killed like 40 more. even though we had a little bit larger army and also more experience, but you also got a little bit more researches, way more buildings, and yeah, like almost not double resources, but 1/3 more definitely. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and take care, guys.